what's going on, y'all? It's the one and only Meticulous Youngin. Hey, man, I'm about to go ahead and do another email response, man. Hey, if you guys got any future issues or something that's going on in your life or relationship advice that you're seeking, go ahead and hit me up at my email at askmeticulousyoungin@gmail.com. I'll go ahead and help you out and respond to your email with a video, all right? I'll upload it through this channel. You can go ahead and view it, get a good laugh, make you feel better, you know, all that good stuff. But let's go ahead and hop into the email, man. So the title of today's email is "Social Media is Killing My Relationship." Man, it's doing that a lot for a lot of people, man. I don't know, man. I guess having so much access and the ability to talk to a whole lot of people just are taking advantage of that just because they can do that, you know. So a lot of people becoming disloyal. I don't know what's up with that. What's up, youngin? I'm Rondo from Oakland, California. Hey, Bay Area. I hear you, man. I have a serious situation with my girl, and I'm about 2 seconds from breaking up with her. We've been dating for like 2 years or so, which everything was cool at first until I noticed she started becoming really active on Instagram and Snapchat a lot. You gotta watch them, that Instagram and that Snapchat, man. Yo, man, especially Snapchat, because you can just the conversation, you don't even have to delete it. You just, unless the person saves it, yo, what they said before, you go out of the conversation and come back in, it's gone. So you gotta really watch that, man. But I'm gonna keep reading. I tried to tell myself that it was nothing, but then one of my boys came to me and was like, "Hey, man, your girl on Snapchat wilding out." Ooh, man, that ain't never cool. When I went to check to see what he was talking about, she had already deleted her snaps and whatever conversation she was having with people. Yeah, cause she could already.
Oh, he on my scent.
You know, he on my trail. She already could smell you coming. You know, he probably hit her up and was like, "Yo, you disrespecting my boy if you got a real friend like that." And she was probably like, "Uh-oh, let me polish this up." You know, I don't know, man. You gotta tell me, like, does she have a relationship with your boy? Are y'all all friends, or is this just your boy and he just had her on Snapchat because that's your girl and stuff? You know, you gotta ask yourself that question too. Like, how did he know? You know, or he just a good friend or something? I don't know. Shortly after, a similar situation happened on her Instagram, but that time one of my girl cousins called me and told me that I needed to get control of my girl because she out here acting like she's single and shit. I'm really thinking about ending. He said ended. Really, dude? You was doing so good so far, and then you put ended? I'm just messing with you, dude. Don't take it too personal. I'm just messing around with you. I'm really thinking about ending the relationship because I have a feeling she's messing with other dudes through social media, even though when she's around me, she's never on her phone and is always all up on me and stuff. What should I do, bruh? Well, one of the signs that somebody is most likely keeping something from you is every time they're in your presence, they always have their phone off, or their phone makes absolutely no sound anytime they are with you. That means that they didn't probably warded off whoever they talking to and probably hit them up like,
Hey, this code 101. I'm with the bae. I text you later.
They probably doing that. Okay, so that's why their phone probably not even going off, because they probably put the thing on silent, or because they told whoever they really talking to, don't hit me up until I hit you up later on tonight, or whatever the case may be. So even though their phone might not be going off while they're around you, that don't necessarily mean that they being loyal. That doesn't really mean that they, love you as much as you think they love you. They just catering to you while they're with you to give you the impression that, okay, everything's normal, everything's cool right now. But where a lot of people go wrong is they just think, okay, this person really loves me, nothing's going on. Nah, you always got to keep your guard up. You always got to read in between the lines. The first situation that popped up when your boy told you that your girl was wilding out on Snapchat, you didn't tell me if you had a conversation with her. I'm assuming maybe y'all just got into an argument and then y'all just squashed it, so the situation probably wasn't really handled. Or if y'all really did sit down and talk about it, she probably told you she wasn't going to do it again. But what you told me was when you even went to go see what happened, the conversations was gone and the snaps were gone. So what you really should have done is gone to your boy and said, "Hey, man, what's going on?" You know, show me what she did. You know, did you save it? Whatever the case may be, or just believe your boy. You know, because your boy's not just telling you this for no reason. You know, if somebody goes out of their way to tell you that, hey, your girl is doing this, it's because they found it offensive to you. Now, that is a real friend. If they hit you up first and told you about it, that means they really care and that they're really concerned about who you're in a relationship with, because they might be saying, they might see something, they're like, okay, this person doesn't have your best intentions in mind. Most importantly, what you should have done is really gone and asked your boy, like, okay, what is it that she did? You know, what was she really doing? And really get the information from him. And then with that information, you should have confronted your girl and then questioned her, okay, what was you doing on your Snapchat? Why is it that when I went to check, nothing was there? You know, that way you can weigh and see who's really telling the truth and who's really lying. And, you know, right then with that situation, you should have been able to identify and really let her know, okay, you deliberately deleted the conversation and deleted conversations and deleted the snaps because you did not want me to see it. You know, so that there should have told you that you couldn't trust her, okay? Which you said you picked up on, but I don't think you really picked up in its entirety. You only like hinted to it. And then the second situation where your actual blood relative, your cousin, hit you up and was like, your girl's out here acting like she's single. That was another telltale sign where you should have really sat down with your girl and been like, okay, you out here offending my family. You know, so whatever you're doing it's starting to really piss me off, and it's really starting to get to the point where I'm thinking this relationship is going to have to come to an end because you're out here disrespecting me, and you're disrespecting me because my blood relatives are getting upset at whatever you're doing and whatever they're seeing. Okay, that's really how you should have really came up to her. You really should have confronted her about that instead of just letting her continue to do whatever she's doing. You said you guys were together for 2 years or so this probably happened over a period of time. You guys probably had the conversation already, but what you always have to do is, number one, always keep your guard up. Always make sure that your defenses are up. Always make sure that you're being very observative, always paying attention, reading in between the lines. Okay, because with situations like that, with social media and having so much access to talk to so many different people, what you do is some people abuse that. They abuse that power. They abuse the ability to go out and talk to whoever they want to talk to. And sometimes when they get on social media, you know, with so much influence, first of all, when you go on Instagram, the first thing you see is a whole bunch of TNA, which is a whole lot of breasts and booty. Okay, a whole lot of booty meat and breast meat. Okay, that's what you see when you go on Instagram. A lot of it. And a lot of girls, when they get on there, you know, they become really influenced by that and they want to be like that. They want that amount of attention. They want to have that much popularity. And that's not always a good thing. And I see time after time after time, you know, girls try to replicate that and try to do that same thing. And all that does is lead to the demise of their current relationship, ultimately leaving them single. And then that's when they really plummet downhill. Same thing, vice versa with guys. Guys do the same thing, just in different variation. You know, oh, look at me, I'm working out, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You know, the little squint. You know, you know that face guys do when we trying to look cute and we squint our eyes. I ain't doing a good job at it, but yeah, that's pretty much what we do. We do the same thing, but vice versa. But yeah, anybody in general that gets into that overindulges themselves in social media and overall starts showing signs of being overly secretive or really just not opening up with their cell phone. Number one telltale sign is the cell phone. You know, if they're really secretive about the cell phone, you know, that their phone's always on silent, you know, and anytime they look at their phone, you know, you catch them looking at their phone, you didn't even hear the beep. That's because they put it on silent. That means they got something to hide. They don't want you to know when they get a notification of maybe somebody messaged them, somebody trying to call them, whatever the case may be. Number two telltale sign is they never answer any calls around you. Okay, anytime they answer a call and they tell the person, hey, let me call you back later, that's something that you also need to pay attention to, because that means that whoever that is that's trying to talk to them at the moment, they're not willing to talk to them while they're in front of you. So if they can't have a conversation while they're in front of you, then something is up. Okay, that means they're being overly secretive about something that they don't want you to know about. So always pay attention to that. Always be aware. Don't become paranoid with the possibility that, okay, any future person I get into a relationship with, if they show any similar signs of that, then this is what it is. Don't be like that. Don't become paranoid. Always give people a slight benefit of the doubt, but always expect the unexpected, because you never know. This could be just a repeat of what happened with your current girl. I don't know if you guys still together, because this email, it was like from 2 months ago. But you know, I don't know if you guys still together or not. But if you guys do break up, going on into future relationships, don't bring any previous baggage to your new destination. Meaning, don't carry on that same resentment to your next relationship. Otherwise, you're just going to end up not enjoying the relationship to its fullest potential, because you're going to be expecting the same thing that happened with, you know, your girl who you may be with now or might have broken up with right now. You know, you might be expecting that same behavior when it might be just a whole different scenario, you know. So you always want to be open-hearted. You always want to protect yourself at the same time. So enjoy yourself, but don't be oblivious, is the best advice that I can give you, you know. And always reading between the lines, always be aware. And most importantly, you know, trust your friends. You know, don't just discard your friends or think that your friends are trying to get at your girl. In some cases, that is what's going on. But if you really know your friends, and you know your peers and the people that are in your life that you trust and you love, you might want to take their information and value it and really pay attention to it, because you never know. You know, sometimes love puts us in tunnel vision, meaning our blinders are covering everything around us. We're not paying attention to anything around us but what's right directly in front of us. And what's in front of us is the person that we really in a relationship with and we really care about. And anything else that's going on around us, you know, we don't know what's going on, and we don't even care about, because we're just focused on that person, you know. And I know that's really hard to get out of that tunnel vision, but you really have to step outside yourself and really look at the situation for what it really is. And you got to ask other people outside the relationship, hey, you notice anything weird? You know, stuff like that. People that you trust, you know, people that have done you right, you know, throughout your time period. So you really got to pay attention. You know, the biggest thing is just pay attention. And most importantly, if anything happens to the point where you're really starting to suspect that you cannot trust this person, then you really have to make a decision whether the relationship is actually toxic, if it has actually crossed the threshold of toxicity, or if it's still a good relationship and it's just a couple bumps in the road. If it's toxic, you got to end the relationship. Otherwise, you're going to go through a whole lot of drama. You're going to come out with a whole lot of side effects, and it's not going to be good. You're going to be scarred for a pretty lengthy amount of time. So you always want to be aware. You always want to protect yourself, and you always want to read in between the lines. And you also do not want to be oblivious. Okay? Hopefully what I said helped you out, man. If anybody else has any future issues or any lifestyle issues that you want me to answer to or give advice to you about, go ahead and hit me up at my email at askthemeticulousyoungin@gmail.com. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to my channel for more content. Hey, man, but I'll catch y'all next time, all right?